too many people are mean to themselves. Like, end of the day, like, you are your biggest fucking asset.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, like, guys will spend money on looking good out there. You're buying the latest sneakers. You're buying the latest drip to look good to people out there. But yet you won't spend money to make yourself look good or feel good. You're mad.
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late.
Yo, what's up? This is the Mics Open episode 139.
139.
139. It is your pre-Christmas edition.
Boy.
Christmas is tomorrow when you're watching this. By the time you watch this, Christmas will be tomorrow. My name's G Money.
Andy Young.
Ashley's back.
And yes, Neville.
I want to say on behalf of Calvin that he wanted to be here for the Christmas edition, but Father Christmas has COVID. So he's going to fly around the world with all the reindeers to deliver all the presents to all the kids who are naughty and nice.
Yes, he will have a mask for sure.
And he's wearing a mask.
And a sanitizer.
That's what we are
man.
going with.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Do you think he has
Fine.
reindeer or he has, what do you think is pulling the sleigh for Calvin?
For Calvin.
His dogs.
Mr. Modric's bottles.
No, by the way, I heard you guys.
Zingas.
I heard you guys taking the piss last week about the old guys on the podcast have all got COVID.
Yeah.
Blow
Yeah.
those
I
nostrils.
had COVID again, and what?
I said
Hey,
it once.
Jimani,
It wasn't
brother.
a lie.
No,
The
I had
first time
COVID.
wasn't nice.
I think we all
we're making
slightly
jokes. We're
panicked.
just making jokes. We're just making
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about COVID Omicron version, right? Fam, let me tell you, that shit is like receiving a text from your ex saying,
Oh, wow.
"Come over."
Oh, wow.
Bro, let me tell you.
I love your analogies. Let's start there.
Come over, let me break it down. Let me break it down. I was out looking at houses, not a care in the world.
I was out looking at houses.
Yeah,
Oh.
look, not a
Light
care,
the candle.
not a
Yes.
care, not a care in the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like literally, I'm driving, stop at the barber shop, get back in the car.
Good time.
Life is good.
times,
Festive.
nice houses, Lenana Road,
Amen.
100K, 100K,
Suburbs.
nice houses, suburbs.
Till number.
We're moving
Yeah,
from the hood, yeah?
till number. Yeah.
So, fam, I'm driving, ping. Now, I took 2 days off work, like a cold.
Yeah,
Take
you.
2 days off work.
Precaution.
And then obviously, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even going to lie to work. I took 2 days off work, yeah? And honestly, I was stretching it. Because it was like a little cold. So now, being the good citizen that I am, I was like, yo, let me go get tested.
Yep.
So, ping, I see email come through, Kenya lab test, blah, blah,
The
blah.
results are in.
Brother, the results are in.
Wow, wow,
The results are in.
Yo, wow. Positive.
Oh.
Yo. I looked at the agent, I was like, I think I've seen enough for today.
Yo, that's
Bro, I
such a
was
vibe
shocked.
killer. I'm sure.
Yo.
I was shocked. And yo, let me tell you, I had gigs, bro. That weekend I had gigs. I had so many gigs that weekend. But you know what it is, bro? At the end of the day, it is what it is, man.
Grouchy did them.
I can play also his hour. I can play his set.
We're about to, me and Never about to be the hottest DJs coming up.
Hey, January.
But let me tell you, you know who's feeling it? Let me tell you who's feeling it. All the people who have come to Nairobi for holidays.
Yeah.
Because so many people
Summer
have come
bunnies.
and they're supposed to be going home just before Christmas or just before New Year's. And like even a friend of mine, man's come through, imagine you come back to Kenya with 3 of your friends. 2 negative, you're positive.
God.
The two who are negative are like, yo, by the way, us guys are
We
going
gotta
back.
go.
Adios.
Above the
So
head.
that Airbnb that had 3 people now has someone else. Yo, you're in there.
Isolation.
That's so lonely.
Violence. Yo, man message me, man's like, yo, G, like, yo, if you're not scared,
Pass by.
I'm like,
If I'm not
nigga,
If you're not scared, oh wow.
I'm like, yo, nigga, my antibodies are like Spider-Man right now. Vaccine,
Booster, everything.
everything. But yo, by the way, this Omicron version, and I'm sure that guys are tired of hearing the Omicron and whatever, but I'm telling guys, what it is this, yeah? I have a theory. I have a theory that in the long run, I don't want to say this because doctors are going to kill me, but I'm going to say it. I have a theory that in the long run, mankind is going to benefit from the apparent mildness of Omicron.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, every time you get infected, and there's no science behind this, but once you get infected, you're immune for a while.
Okay.
So if we can dead the spread via immunity for a while, it should prevent the spread going on. And I genuinely believe that everyone who has had Omicron or everyone who's had a flu has had Omicron. Like, guys are like, no, I have this little homa. No, nigga, you got COVID.
This past 2 weeks, everybody has a flu. Every single person. Then they test. They're positive.
Look to the camera. If you have a flu right now,
Stay at home.
I know you're watching this. Stay at home. And if you have a flu, don't stress. You got COVID. so the thing is now with this year, here's the danger, and I think we need to say this. For you guys who are traveling up country to your unvaccinated socials, there's no guarantee that Omicron or whatever variant is going to be mild to them. In fact, COVID is not a relay race. It's like guys are acting like Delta was just there running the third leg of the relay, and then they handed the baton to Omicron.
Yeah.
No, Delta is still there.
It's still
It's
doing
still
it.
there. That's
So you
true.
don't know what variant you've got, and even the first variant. So this, guys, I implore you and I beg you, if you're going up country, I beg you. Let me speak to this camera. I beg you, please get tested, because it puts you in a position of control. If you know you have COVID, you won't know the variant, but you can make that decision not to go and see social. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please.
definitely.
Get tested, you know what I mean? And in the government hospitals, it's free apparently.
Yeah, getting tested.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes,
true.
yes.
That's
True. And also, if you're out there, do get vaccinated. Try your very best and keep others safe. So be that person who keeps everybody safe.
At this point, I'm going to allow you to ask your friend the question.
You know, I'm waiting for him to finish first. Let him finish.
It's good to just be safe. Keep others safe.
Ask him.
Ask me now.
So, Neville,
Yeah.
are you vaxxed?
No, I'm not vaxxed.
Okay.
Yes, going on. So last week we began the mics are open.
No,
with open mic.
You need a reason. I feel like you need a reason.
because
You need
you
a
know what?
reason for?
No, because there are people
Yeah.
who are watching today who are not vaxxed.
Yeah.
What's your reason?
Yeah.
My reason for not being vaxxed?
I mean, we spoke about it a few weeks ago, but let's
Yeah.
reiterate.
I'll get the vax eventually.
Okay. Last week.
So last week, as we began the podcast, we started with open
Wait.
mic. Oh, I'm
Never
not
is-
moving it along.
Wait, let me tell you. I saw this guy last week. I saw this
Oh,
guy
man.
last week, bro. He was running from me like, gee, you got COVID. He was wearing a mask, Mark of
You're
the
not
beast.
having it?
Backstory: the episode that I was not on that week when they had Calvin, G, and Andy, I was supposed to be on that podcast, but I was so frustrated the fact that I was trying to make it here, but there was a lot of jam on the way. But not making it here, it was God protecting me. Patient 001 was in
Blessing
the
you, this
area.
guy.
Yo, thank you, Jesus. Jesus has been my strongest point. It's the biggest
wow.
vax I have right now. Thank you, Jesus Christ. But as we were saying last week, Grouchy brought a good suggestion of we begin the podcast with open mic questions because they get us into that festive mood, and
Let's go.
we're almost there. So first things first, let's begin with a question here. That comes from damn. Where did you go? Yes, here it is. Glenna Wanjiru. Glenna Wanjiru says, when is the mics open hangouts? Should we come should we expect it in 2022 or 2023?
Okay. I mean, it's a valid
Fair
question.
enough, yeah.
It's a valid question. I mean, I think that the mics are open hangout is obviously coming, right?
Yeah.
But obviously it's been very tricky with this whole COVID situation because we happen to be the biggest podcast in the 254.
Come on.
Yes.
So it's like end of the day, like I mean, shouting out to every single podcast. But the point is, y'all know us for what we're for. We're not about to do something that's just regular.
True.
Yeah.
Like if we wanted to go and do a hangout in a hall somewhere and what we could do it.
Yeah, we could
tomorrow.
just do regular.
But for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, at the end of the day, like blame me, but in my mind, when I envision the mics are open, I envision an event that people walk away from saying, fuck, that was crazy. As opposed to saying it was nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get me?
True.
So that's in my mind. So for me, I think at the end of the day, like as long as we stay consistent, which we have done, and as long as that greater vision, because when I think about the live, man, I see some of these lives that guys are doing in the UK, like Royal Albert Hall, like venues that hold 2,000-3,000 people. Fam, I don't think that's impossible. And I don't think that, like, end of the day, I'm not gonna rush. I don't think we should rush to do the live just for the sake of doing the
Just
live.
for the sake, yeah.
Agreed.
I'm trying to say that's
Yeah.
my vibe.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
guess
coming though.
It needs to
It's
be
coming, but it's coming.
worthwhile.
Good
yeah.
things are worth waiting for. Moving it along, Fiona Mutua, yes, from Instagram, wants us to discuss the following. She says, what men don't want women to know is that almost immediately they put women into two categories. One category is good time only, and the other category is worthwhile. And the minute he slides you into the good time only category, you'll almost never get out of it.
I disagree.
Okay, do you believe there are groups that us
Yes.
men put women into when we meet them?
The group is definitely, there's good times and there's just, you know,
Take to mama.
Great hits.
Take to mama.
Take to mama.
But greatest hits.
Oh, but then we need to add greatest hits there.
Yeah.
Good times, greatest
But,
hits.
but I also believe that sometimes the more time you spend with someone, whether it's a good time person or not, sometimes you can begin to develop and see beyond just that good time. Because the fact of the matter is, sometimes you spend so much time with someone, then you realize, do you know what? This person is actually cool, and you can
Yeah.
move them categories. But generally, I think that not just relationships. I think that in life, you have your good time friends and your
Yeah.
friends who are.
What
You have to, like I have friends.
Nah, niggas have two partitions. Smash, no smash. It's as simple as that.
You know what, Andy? Before you go into that, you know, I want to hear it from Ashley's perspective, because us gents, we know we are saved
only
as
two.
food. You know, there are many categories. when it comes to the
True.
girl then.
True.
You know,
Very
kuna
true.
ule boyfriend
Gummy
wa
bears.
concerts where you want to catch a wine with me, you know.
No, I mean,
So,
I
let me know. Women
I
who are
feel
one.
like I agree with her.
Okay.
And you know when you're either or a good time or worthwhile, she said? Worthwhile?
Yes.
The
Worthwhile
worthwhile
is
is
like taking
like
to
take you.
mama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Worthwhile is like, you know, this man might marry you
Yeah.
or wants to date you, or, you know, it's not just you're being shown off to the man's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with her.
True.
You know, it's more like, this is my girl or this is my woman. Then a fun time is more just like stay in the house.
Stay
I'll,
the
text,
show
house.
you
I'll
off.
text you when I'm out or when I'm having a good time.
What about vice versa? Do women, when you meet men, do you categorize them into like good times, Milan?
As you're answering that,
Yeah.
I also want you to circle back to the almost immediately after meeting someone.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Ooh.
wame-kuconfuse
Okay,
kidogo.
yeah.
She used almost immediately after meeting.
No, okay. For I think it's the same for women. But for women, I think they fall deep into the romance before anything else, and then the logic might come in afterwards. So it's more like, oh my God,
Explains a lot.
you'd make such good babies with me, or my parents will love you. Then you start ticking things off. You're just like, nope, he can't do that. Nope, he can't do this. So you tick things off as you go, but then you start from the top, then you go down. First time meeting basis, yeah, I've looked at someone and I'm just like, damn, okay, we'd be great as a couple.
For real?
And then after that, I'm just like, no.
Let me ask you
You're
this.
not meeting any of my friends.
When you first met us, like myself, Andy, and who did
Neville,
you?
do you want to go there?
Oh, okay, fine. I don't want to take this
Mercy.
episode there.
Do you-
Subscribe.
Are you sure you wanna go there
Let me
then?
try and dial it.
No.
Subscribe,
Oh,
like,
no,
share.
let's go there.
I met both.
Let's
the-
go
This is a
there.
podcast
Let's
for
take it there.
I met both these guys in uni. I met G in radio. So at Homeboy, so that was pretty cool. Actually, funny enough, I met all of you through radio.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is very interesting because we're all showing our creative juices. Nev,
On interesting choice. So,
Juices in a flow.
Babs, why are you laughing?
Nev
apple
I
juice.
knew Nev because he was my competition in uni.
Never was your competition.
Yeah.
How so?
So there was radio.
No, Ashley, you're going to set him up and he's going to look so good and enjoy you saying this.
Just
He didn't
just
win.
say
None of us did. So it was a competition which was best radio presenter, and I think it was me, Nev, some babe, and a guy.
Who took it?
The babe, the other babe, not me. I had zero school spirit. Let's start
Okay,
there.
okay.
Nobody knew me. I think me and Nev were like the snobbiest people in USIU, but we're nice. We're nice. Then Andy
clapping my
radio
throat.
as well. So he was He was the. You know,
I have some accolades in the
respect.
house.
he has the people's vote. That's how I met him. Then I met him through, of course, radio.
I think the question, Ashley,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
I'm getting
question
there.
is
dancing.
I'm
Go on.
getting
Also
there.
include, Grouchy is there in Austin. You met them too.
yeah.
Fabulous.
So
Yeah.
for this too, no, I didn't see anything happening.
Oh,
Wow, really?
Like niko na husband material. Watch.
No,
Really, Ashley?
Hebu
no,
shika
no.
shika hii boundary kidogo.
Even at the gym.
Nothing.
Nothing?
I mean, I was just like, okay, pretty boys, cool.
Okay, so we were handsome guys.
At least, okay.
For Gia,
At
I was
least,
just like, no, husband material, but
But still
You
no.
know,
but still no.
but you know. Aya,
So
kijana
none of you fit the bill.
acha hii. Aya, hebu ruka pale. Grouchy.
Oh, grouchy.
Awacha.
Well, the coach is like wrap up.
Yeah.
by the way,
You can tell by that
So-
smile, you know. Ogwan.
by the way, so many people want Grouchy on the podcast.
Just show
He
your
never
face.
wants-
coming to the podcast.
He never wants to come here and smile and sweat
Well,
a
no,
bit.
no. When are you?
Because we're
actually-
not paying him too
Wait,
much.
wait.
I'm sweating.
When is he actually coming on the podcast? On the lockdown session.
Oh.
Wow. Atias who?
Oh, as an MC.
The day Calvin will come
Wow,
onto
as a
the
DJ.
lockdown sessions as a DJ.
Speaking about the lockdown
that's when
session,
you'll come onto the podcast.
Great segue. Who's on the lockdown session today? We have Toffas and
nice.
yourself, yeah?
Mr. Five Star.
And who? Who's Festa? Toffas. Toffas and Festa.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Looking
nice,
forward
nice.
to that always.
All right. So that was you have one more open mic question?
Yes.
We,
So we're
we've
just moving
absorbed the
on.
shock.
Okay.
That was good. That was good steering.
All
I
right.
like it.
So, moving along, more questions on open mic. I have many of them, but then I'll just pick like one or two. Do we have free will, or is everything predestined?
Oh,
Do
nice.
we have free will, or is everything predestined?
That's actually a really good question.
It's a deep question.
Do we have free will or is everything predestined?
Both at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we have free will. I think that we have free will, as in we can do what we
You
want to
can
do.
decide.
Yeah.
But I think some chapters in your life are just unavoidable, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I just think some chapters in your life are written. It was maktub, as they say in Arabic. It was written, you know? You know?
I think I agree. Like some things are just meant to happen. Then some things you're the one who leads them to happen based on, I think, the decisions you make. Yeah. So I think some things are, definitely.
Free will that leads to maybe some predestined things.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just throw in one last one here, a fun one. If you could be a cartoon character, who would you be?
For me, it would have to be old school, man. It would have to be
tell
Bugs
us.
Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Damn, that's a good one.
Bugs Bunny, man.
Nice.
Bugs Bunny was actually cool, like, as in he was a cool guy, like,
I
nothing
like that.
stressed him,
Tough
man.
question.
That's true.
I know when you think about
That's
it.
a tough question.
When I just think about it, maybe Huey or
Dexter Boy Genius.
Next time would be I have failed you. But yeah, also Boondocks, Huey.
Huey.
Yeah, Huey would be
okay.
dope.
Shit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I like Huey. Kung
Right
Fu and all
now,
that,
you're
yeah.
looking kind of
Yeah,
on for
Smart
me.
guy. Smart nigga.
I'd
Andy, you're
go for
picking
Archer,
Archer.
bro.
I knew it. I knew he's
I have
gonna
to go
pick
for
Archer. And you've picked
I have
Ashley's
to.
actually. Ashley,
No,
you wanna
I
be
was
Archer?
gonna say Archer. Who's the babe?
Lorna from Archer.
So right now, if you're listening to this, think about which cartoon character you might be. And if you're watching this, jump into the comments. If you were a cartoon character, which cartoon character would you be?
Sir, mics are open.
Mics are open, man. Now, guys, I want to talk a little bit about Christmas.
What does this sound like a dad about to lecture his kids?
Yeah, kids, sit down.
Kids.
Yeah, we need to have this conversation about Christmas.
Family meeting.
We ready.
Last year, or was it last year we had Secret Santa.
Yes.
What happened in 2021
The economy.
Damn.
that nobody suggested that
We
shit?
don't
The
go broke.
economy.
By the way, personally, the gift that you gave me, Ashley, I still have and I still wear. It's
I'm
a watch.
glad. It was so cute.
Wow.
We
I
gave
think
Andy a
about you.
bong. No,
I still have it. It's an antique.
it's just there.
Wow,
Yeah.
I wonder
What
what,
did you get?
inspired that.
I-
I wonder what did Grouchy.
I got a massager.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that thing, yeah. That,
Yeah, the one with the rolling thing.
From
Calvin.
Calvin?
Was my Secret Santa. Yeah. It's not, I still use it actually. It's in my bathroom. Yeah.
And Neville, Neville,
We all know what's that for.
and Neville, you got a job. Do you do you still use it?
Hey, G, calm down, man. Hey. I see where this is going.
He said, do you still use it? Oh yeah, give it to me. Give it to me.
Hebu nipatie your fan
Shika,
kidogo.
shika.
Whoa.
Kumekuwa
Okay.
na joto, ni light.
Yo.
By the way, let me tell you, 2021 has
Gee.
actually
That was
been
power.
That's a good transition.
Yellow card, red card, bro.
If you throw
2020
another one, we're
This
taking
is
a
the
break.
time out.
We'll take a
I'll in
break.
the game, bro.
I break it down now.
2021 has actually been wild.
Too wild.
When you think about some of the things that have happened this year.
Yeah, I saw a compilation of all the people who have trended in Kenya this year, and then there was one that was all the people that have trended in the world. I was just like, all this happened in 2021.
It's a lot.
It feels like
been a
it's
long
been 2
ass
years
year.
in one.
Bro, Trump stormed Capitol.
That was still this
Yo,
year?
there were guys in there with like the hats and the,
Yeah, looking really,
Yo, it
really
was
weird and white.
a lot. That's
Yeah,
what I
weird
meant.
white.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, weird white. A lot has happened this year.
Too much. Too much. Damn.
But I think that on the sum total, like, I genuinely believe, and I said it, like, for me, as we get deep, I think that for me, 2021 has actually been one of the years where I've made the most progress in my life in terms of not like financially or career-wise, whatever, but in terms as a human.
Okay.
Because I think for me, 2021 was the year when I realized that, yo, listen, life is actually finite. You know what I'm trying to say? As in, like, end of the day, like, you're not here forever. And I think for a lot of people, when you're coming up and you're growing and you seem like you have so much time, and I think for 2021, I think it sounds crazy, but getting sick in 2021 was actually the cloud that had a silver lining. Because for me, I think that as a human, on the other side of what I went through, I've realized that, guess what? You can wake up tomorrow and shit be different.
True.
Like different. So for me, 2021 was a year where I became much more self-aware. And I think that also in terms of being able to look at yourself objectively through the lens of how you're viewed by other people as well.
Yeah.
And humbling yourself as well. So I think for me, like, as crazy as it sounds, I think that in all of my years of being on the planet, 2021 has actually been one of my best years for growth.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'd say the same because I have never experienced as much pain and growth at the same time,
Right.
as 2021
Yeah.
in every area of my life. So yeah, I think for most people it's been, and of course the greater the challenge, the greater the glory, and more often than not we don't get to see that when we're going through the process, and we're
Yeah.
always in the process. But when you start seeing the silver linings, when maybe something that you weren't expecting to go well goes well, something that you never thought could go wrong goes completely haywire, it's been a wake-up call of some sorts as well. Like,
Which is every Saturday morning on the
Yes.
channel
Yes.
with Grouchy. Sorry, I didn't
Yes.
say that.
No,
Right, right.
no, great segue, great segue. But yeah, that's
Right
what
there.
2021 has been.
Yeah,
for,
it's been
for
a
me.
roller
What about you,
coaster.
Ashley?
It's been a roller coaster. I like how you said so much pain, but growth comes out of it at the
Yeah.
same time. Because I think that's what's happened. There's been a lot of pain, but then you learn a lot of things from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about 2021 because it's been hectic.
Now that I think about it, right? 2021 for everyone who sits on the seat right now, I guess I dare say everyone in the room has been so different but so crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, 2021 for you, Neville, has been. No, I'm not assuming anything here.
Wow.
Neville, sorry. Let me put it on you.
Just a bit.
It be the people who are closest to you, bro.
Anyway, I'm messing. Wagwan.
Do you know what I think? I mean, and you can correct me here.
Yeah.
I think for 2021, you went through a lot, but I think that 2021 is going to be a springboard for so much growth for you. Like, for example, I'm not going to lie to you, and we've spoken about it on the podcast. When I saw you on the stage at the Adekunle Gold concert,
yo.
I saw someone in their element,
Yeah.
you know, and what you and Andy did on that show, I saw someone in their element. And for me, I looked at that and I said to myself, you know what? Nine people out of 10 would have seen what happened to you during the early part of the year and folded. And for me, looking from the outside looking in, I see someone who atoned and advanced. That's what I see. How do you feel? He takes a sip.
No, it's because I'm really trying to
Talk into the mic.
I'm really trying to be straight about it. It's been a horrible 2021 because something that I loved doing so much was taken away from me. That's just like the worst thing that could have, like, I never thought of when the year began in January. I was just like, damn, we need to step up, we need to do A, B, C, D. And I'm the guy who was signing contracts left, right, and center. God was always in my corner. The favor was always on my side. So for me to experience something different was definitely a shift for me, but was also a good learning kind of curve, because during these moments I really took into account that I wasn't mentally strong. I thought I was that guy who could, take on some challenges mentally. But then when I got to experience, like social media hate, I used to hear about it. You see people go about it, you see people experience it. But then when it comes around your yard and you get to interact with it, nini, you're just like, this is what it is. You can either decide to lose 2 times, because people get hate and do other things to themselves. They cause harm to themselves, which means they lose 2 times. If I wanted, I would have taken my own life. I would have done everything else that would have made me lose even more.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
You understand? So for me, it was all about, just trying not to disappoint again. By doing any other crazy stuff. So for me, it's just like I learned it, went for therapy, did my, this was even worse than a breakup. I thought a breakup was the most heartbreak.
Right.
Losing your job unfairly, is also another thing. So for me, it was just about 2021 was just learning and being mentally strong, seeing a therapist and understanding how some of these things, move
Would
and
you
things-
say, I mean, prior to all of this, had you ever been for therapy?
Yeah. After I experienced a relationship and I went for some kind of therapy just to move away from it. But yes, this was also, a different, because this is a different challenge. When I went to my same therapist, she was like, "Oh, did you go back to your ex and she broke your heart again?" I was like,
Right.
It's worse.
No, it's worse. Yeah.
Oh no.
I was like, it's worse. This is everything that I wouldn't even have thought of to happen.
Yeah.
But, so just building from that and just being mentally strong and, moving on like that, I feel was just another kind of blessing and lesson. So, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
On the subject, I got an invite to go to Strathmore last week. The mental health club, shout going out to the whole crew. And there was someone on the panel. His name is David. He gave a very interesting remark because there came a question of safe spaces, men and safe spaces. Like, do men have safe spaces? Do men create safe
Glad
spaces?
you brought that up.
Yeah.
And even before I let you know what my man said, I'd like to get your definition of a safe space in two perspectives.
Right.
One that you create and one that you can access.
Okay.
Yes.
I think, and I'm super glad that you've brought that up because it's transitioned into something I wanted to talk about today, but I'd completely forgotten.
Sure.
I think that men don't have enough safe spaces, and I'll say that for this. We mentioned earlier on about having friends in categories, right? I have friends who I know can keep it 100, and we can talk about everything and anything.
Yeah.
But I also believe that as men, sometimes our friendships, 99% of our friendships are superficial. Case in point, yesterday I was speaking to Austin and Grouchy, and we were having this conversation about how well do you know your friends? And I was like, I don't know how Andy's living. Remember I said that yesterday? I don't know if Andy's got roaches in his house. I don't know. But I see Andy every single day.
Okay. Yeah.
Every single day. I don't know what his pressure points are apart from his phone. I don't know what his pressure points are, right? I don't know what his pressure points are. And I think at the end of the day, like, I think as men, we genuinely need to understand that we need to have those valves. There's a reason why when you put air in your tire, it says 40 or 38. And it has a valve to make sure it doesn't go up or down or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that as men, that like not as many of us understand the importance of having that valve in our lives, you know? So I to add to your point, I agree with you 100%. And what I'm beginning to realize, and Ash, you can speak on this, because I've seen it so many times on IG and all of this thing as my phone rings on set, is that it seems that women do not like the fact that men are creating spaces for themselves to have conversations.
Don't act surprised. Ash.
Don't act surprised. Fam, like genuinely, let me tell you, how many times, now, we have a podcast here, and the good thing about the mics are open is that there are so many characters involved that Calvin might be here, Andy might be right, and but if you look on social media, how many times have you seen tweets from women? Never date a man who has a podcast. That's one thing they say.
Yes.
Also, men don't discuss their feelings. They start podcasts. And it made me realize, no, I'm being very real here.
Yeah.
I've never looked at a female-driven podcast. And we have some amazing ones here in the 254. We used to have It's Related, I Promise. We have the TMI as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And which I watch as well. Shout out to TMI crew. I've never ever watched their podcast
And thoughts.
or any other podcast with women or Adela and said, why do these women have that space?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why so many women are passing these remarks about men who have podcasts. It's not personal, but I'm not like
Yo, I was
I
about
get
to
you, I
ask,
get
like,
you.
bro, is everything okay?
But I don't understand. I don't understand why anybody would be against men having a space to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
May I?
Yes.
The floor is
Yeah.
yours.
I can feel your eyes. I mean, I agree with what you're saying to the extent of I have seen posts like those, and sometimes I'm just like, okay, I feel like we're contradicting ourselves because we say that men need to be a bit more, okay, they need to be open generally, and then we don't give them that time of day to actually be open in the way they're comfortable, you know? So whatever outlet you have, I feel like do it. If it's a podcast, if it's playing football, if it's going out with your boys and drinking, like don't kill me.
Responsibly.
Responsibly, yeah.
As we are doing on the podcast.
Exactly. So if it's going out with your boys, I don't see why me as, let's say, your girlfriend or your friend will be like, don't go and do that. No, you've clearly seen a need to do so. Go and do it. And then you come back and I'm just like, you don't talk to me about anything. Well, clearly I can't talk to you about anything because you don't even let me go talk to my boys, you know? So I feel like it's same with this toxic masculinity, this toxic femininity. Is that a word?
Right.
Yeah.
Come on.
Podcast land, it's a word.
Yeah, there's toxic femininity, and that's the thing. Us as women need to understand that our outlets are not the same as men.
Right.
And we need to allow that. We need to know that I'm not going to be, or that you're not going to be able to call someone and be like, oh my God, do you know what he did? Or do you know what happened today? It's not the same, you know? You're more comfortable in a podcast setting, talking about what you want to do, what you need to do. Yeah. Because it's banter, you know? You're more comfortable when you go for, let's say, a football game or a rugby game or drinks with your friend. Yeah, or playing games, you know? It's the small things that matter.
Ladies.
So,
Preaching.
The small things that matter.
so I think that we need to be very aware of our toxic femininity. It's a big thing. It is. And I saw when you retweeted the men with podcasts red flags.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why? So women with podcasts, are they meant to be red flags as well? She'll need go both ways.
Right.
Ooh.
No, it's true. Because a lot of this...
Neville, stop it.
Should we collect offering? You're preaching. Till now, background offering, real quick.
a lot of these things need to be two-way, but they're only one way, and I don't understand that.
Double standards.
Yeah, like I'm a feminist. I am. I'm a serious feminist, but I'm a equity feminist, not equality or
A liberal
more.
feminist.
Yeah, I would say that. Not more one-sided to the women. Well and good. We have our own, you know, society gives us our own downfalls, but at the same time, we need to understand what the men need.
True.
Yeah, and you asked a question and I had an answer to it. Anyway.
The definition of a safe space.
Safe space,
Yeah.
yes.
Coming back to you,
Yes. So, a given safe space is, let's say this, or as I mentioned, playing FIFA, going for a drink, those small things. So it's almost like an outlet.
Okay.
Same way as people's anger management can be dealt with from, you know, working out, cooking, these small things you do. Now accessible is when you feel comfortable enough to tell this person something and they're not going to judge you, or they won't give you advice if it's not warranted.
Right.
They'll probably be like, okay, do you want me to listen to you or do you want me to give you advice? So I think that's when you feel safe, when you feel like this person actually understands what you're saying, is not judging you, but is more willing to understand where you're coming from and where you're trying to go at the same time.
Okay.
Safe space.
No. I think I one thing I will say, and I can only speak for myself, is that I think I'm blessed that there are people that I have who I can have conversations with that are not limited to Wagwan, let's turn up, let's do this. And obviously I'm in a different phase of life as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say. And I think at the end of the day, one of the most important things for me has always been cultivating genuine friendships.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it's super important. And man them who's watching the podcast, and even the gal them who's listening to the podcast, sometimes, and Andy made a statement a few weeks ago where he said that, you know, what does he bring to a relationship, or what should come to it is peace. You'll be surprised how many men out there actually want a peaceful place and a peaceful situation to be in. You know what I'm trying to say as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, just
Fabs. DJ Mr.
Yeah.
Fabs.
DJ Fabs is in the
He's
studio.
been on lockdown before, you know him. You've
Come
seen
use
his
this
voice. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Just sit down, yeah.
I wanted just to contribute,
On
Mr.
the safe
Fabs here.
space,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you see, since men have been so closed up about being vulnerable,
Yeah.
we need to know how to be vulnerable and how to be there for our friends. It's not always about just come, let's talk. You need to put in time and invest on how to be there for your male friends.
Yeah.
So you need to educate yourself, because being there for someone or having a safe space is a whole science. There are things that need to happen during that time. For instance, if I'm talking to my boy about something and they're using their phone.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention. You're not really
You're not there.
harnessing the the
not-
techniques
Yeah.
of listening.
Yeah.
So I think men have been so closed up, and as we try to open up our spaces, then we need to educate ourselves on how to be a safe space for our friends. So like for me, I read. So it's like, how can I be there for my fellow man? So it will give me like tips. So I have all these tips. So if my boy calls me and is like, Wagwan, can we talk up? At least I know how to be
To
there for
handle
them.
it. That's true.
Never.
Hey,
I like that.
I see, Fabs, you're putting your CV in for
But,
a
that
replacement
master's
in case
degree.
one of us falls. Hey,
No.
Fabs with the
Shout going
three-pointer.
out to DJ Mr. Fabs. Do you
Yeah.
remember the early days of the podcast?
Yeah.
Fabs was always in the room.
Yeah,
Episode one,
Day
he
one.
was there. So
Yeah.
shout
Studio
out to
audience,
Mr. Fabs.
bro.
And
For
just touching on also what Fabs has said, also having also what G has said, having those people who actually hold you in the background and who are actually real to you in actual sense. Like for me personally, when I was going through the problem in March, Fabs was also one of the people who called me and he was like, yo, Neville, I know these times are not easy times, but how are you holding up? Like, how are things going? Same to Jimani. Jimani giving me this opportunity to sit here, gave me more confidence, gave people who had lost confidence in me, brands and whatnot, him putting me here, gave them that confidence of, oh, there's someone who's there. And then other people now are coming on board. So
Yeah.
it's also important to know those people in your life who can still be there as your standing blocks. You know, like your
Transitioning, yeah, that's
foundation.
true.
Stop.
For real.
No.
I'm giving you the flower, like 1, 2.
No, I get it.
Like
Let
what?
me get it. Land. So while you were saying all of that, Grouchy mentioned, he was whispering, he said 10%. Saying that pretty much you need to give me 10% of what you earn.
Hey, 2022.
Now,
Hey, I have the one for
Grouchy,
Jesus.
What our percentage? 22%.
Sticking to it.
It's all right. It's so
But by the way,
Gucci.
But hold on. Before you move, I'm glad Fabs mentioned something about being vulnerable, and that's why I brought up this whole conversation, because the panelist called David said something so controversial, and he gave us, that, warning, like, whatever I'm going to say is something I feel, it's my opinion, and it's very controversial. Men don't need safe spaces.
Oh.
Men don't need to be even emotionally vulnerable. We need to be emotionally strong.
Okay.
And
Sour
at first,
Americs.
at first, my initial reaction was to fight that, that remark. Like, no, I feel like men should be, vulnerable enough, because I'm big on communication, expressing your feelings and all that. But then I thought more about what he had said. And at the end of the day, as much as, say, I'm going through something and I talk to Ashley, yeah, she might give me sound advice, or I'll feel like, okay, maybe I talk to someone. I didn't really need advice. I needed someone to
Listen to me.
hear me out. But then at the end of the day, once you have left,
What now?
I still have to face my issues. I still have to face my problems. So I feel like more often than not, we leave it at, I've talked to someone, maybe I was given advice, and from here it's vibes and inshallah. Whatever happens, you don't put in the work that you're actually supposed to put in. When you go for therapy thinking that the therapist or the counselor is going to give you, is going to fix you,
No, he's
and
gonna-
then you get there and realize that you have to deal with the problems that
yourself.
took you there, then you'll wake up and go like, okay, wow. So it's not just talking, it's not just being
Yeah.
vulnerable. It's also
being
about being
aware.
tough. Like, I have to face my problems. I can't just sleep and assume when I wake up my problems are going to disappear, because they'll still be there. That's
but-
why I
but
brought up that conversation.
But I get that, but I also do believe that, like, as men, we also have to understand that we're not superheroes.
True.
And at the end of the day, it's like, end of the day, like, emotional strength is necessary. And especially in the society that we live in, where everyone is, the real African man thing. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, bro, our lives are not the same as our parents' lives were.
True.
Like what my granddad or my absentee father went through when he was growing up is
Brother
probably
Nimber.
different from what I
Yeah.
went through when I was growing up. And even for me, like being the older one in the podcast, there's shit that I see that I'm like, I look at you guys and I think to myself, fuck, shit that you guys have to deal with, I didn't have to deal with.
Yeah.
Word.
I didn't have to deal with like ghosting.
You were the ghost.
What was your ghosting? You just don't send the letter?
Yeah.
Jay, you were the ghost. You used to ghost. I'm sure you used
Yes,
to ghost.
Mr. St. Patrick.
No, but you see the point, it's like it actually has a name. Like, you know, back in the day it was like, yo, smash done.
Move on.
Hit and run.
Now there's a whole thing. So I think end of the day, we have to kind of think, just like, guys, don't be afraid to don't be afraid to express yourself, man. I know it's
True.
not cool.
Yeah.
I know that society, because end of the day, like, fam, I know what happens so much in Africa is that you find a man gets to the age of 70, 80, and is now trying to create a relationship with his son or
Yeah.
his daughter.
Yeah.
When all of the good years you had, you were so caught up on being that strong. Like, I read a tweet the other day where someone said when they were growing up, when their dad walked into the room, it was like Grouchy's laughing.
Military.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when like you're all here and your dad walks into the room, it's like a dark cloud. You know, like when Darth Vader walks into the room.
No, we
on Star
haven't
Wars.
watched Star Wars. G.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me give you another analogy. When whatever walks into a room, it's like, whereas now you have the opportunity not to be that person for your child.
Yeah.
You have the opportunity to allow your child not to be scared of you. So many of us were raised in fear.
True.
Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? So
It's
many
not
of us were raised in
respect, it's
you know?
fear, yeah.
It's fear, you know? So I didn't fear my dad because he wasn't there, but like
Nothing to fear.
That's besides the
there's
point.
nothing to fear. But that's what gonna make it. Fam. Anyway, moving on.
Yo,
love
I want to talk. Go on.
No, I asked something very interesting before we started podding today, and I got a very interesting perspective. I don't know if this is the streets
Oi.
but I didn't know until today
And the festive
that
season
apparently
is still around.
no, and
Be festive now.
It's okay. Hakuna mtu anaachwa.
yeah, let's hope and pray. Hakuna. So, and it might sound cliche.
Right.
I know we've had it before, but I asked just jokingly how many people, show of hands in the room, are single. And then instead of show of hands, conversation came up. Someone said that if I don't have a ring on my finger and if I haven't proposed to someone, even if I am dating them, I am single. And that worries me. that worries
You're
me.
single until you're married.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
so right now, if
Gee,
I'm
you
in
look
a
like you're
serious
agreeing.
relationship, what? No, G,
Yeah,
no.
he's really just like, yep.
This
that's
is
it.
not how I thought this was going to.
Actually,
Okay, let me tell you this. All of us are hustlers, right?
Yeah.
All of us are hustlers. I want to talk about the NSG concert. Right. NSG concert went down, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the show of hands on this day, on this podcast, who was approached to work at the NSG concert?
None of
In
the
some
above.
way, shape, or form. Grouchy?
Yo, lift your hand, bro.
He was approached. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Did any of you guys work at the concert?
No.
No.
So the point is, until that money hit your account or until that contract was signed,
Nothing.
you get me?
Zero.
Because at the end of the day, like the NSG guys approach everyone.
Yeah.
So the point I'm
Yeah.
trying to make is, it's like your
Wow.
relationship or your marriage is like NSG. Look at NSG.
Check it,
Listen,
then
let
they
me tell
don't
you.
break it.
Fam,
you know, they're like mega fancy.
fam, those NSG guys had everyone like Lupita.
I woke
Yo,
up, I took
Yo,
a shot.
let me tell you, those NSG promoters,
Bomb.
the NSG promoters had guys doing the OT bomb, or rather the no T bomb.
It's a song references for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as in, let me tell you. So, for those of you who are watching, me, I don't care. The liquor's in me.
Let it go
The
so much.
liquor's in me. So let me tell
Jimani
you.
kanyaga yote.
Shout going out to the promoters of NSG.
Yeah, pizza and
They
wine.
contacted every
Everybody.
DJ.
Wow.
Pizza and wine.
Every DJ on this planet was like, yo,
We want you.
How much you charging? Then they went on social media and they were like, yo, who do you want to see
Yeah,
play at
yeah.
NSG?
Wow.
My mentions were, I'm sure yours as well.
Yes.
Popping.
Yes.
To the point I was like, wait a minute. Is this promo? I think it's using us for promo.
They're doing the thing.
Ooh,
I
Yes.
just know it.
Yes.
that's smart
Yes.
though.
I just
For promo,
realized
That's
people
smart.
have known how to market themselves in mischievous ways.
Yeah.
Wachana na clout chasing, these ones for
no.
Eric Nini.
Bruh.
Those ones aside. Now guys are into more, and you see like the way after the concert there was a whole back and forth about how influencers were promised ABCD and they didn't get. I feel that's still promo for the next event.
This is what I'm saying to you.
It's not gonna be the last event.
So
but
that's
these
why
guys
I
do.
tweeted and I was like, yo, listen,
Yeah.
stop fucking asking the listeners or the concert
iPhone 13
goers
is back.
Who you want?
like, yo, we have NSG going on. Who do you want to
do
see
you want?
perform? Bruh, I saw like 1,000 comments.
Oh my god.
That's 1,000 people tagging in DJs who you knew
We're
you
not
were
not
gonna
gonna
play. Yeah.
like,
Come on
bro,
now.
let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna say to you, and I'll say this clearly. Like, end of the day, I'm at a stage in my career and a stage in my life where honestly, like, I'm a fan of music. So had I not, if I didn't have COVID, I would have probably still gone to see NSG anyway. You know what I'm trying to say? But my thing about it, and then let's call a spade a spade. This idea when you're a promoter, you're doing an event and you're like, who do you want to see? When 500 people say they want to see Grouchy or they want to see Andy,
And
and
he's
then you
not
don't
there.
book any of them. What the fuck did you ask that question for? No, real. What did you
my
ask the question
God.
for? That's like, you know what that is? That's like going to a restaurant. They give you a
yeah.
menu. When you go to a restaurant, they give you a menu and they say to you, okay, sour. Do you know what? We have sweet and sour chicken. We have all of these things. And then you're like, you know what? I want the egg fried rice. They're like, oh, we don't
We
have
don't
it.
have it.
Not on the menu.
Like, yo,
But this is what I
you don't have
want.
it. And to me, it's such a cheap way of exploiting
Yeah.
your audience. So you NSG guys, I'm saying this to you guys for real.
Hey.
Don't fuck with that shit with me. In the future, and I don't care if I don't play at your
Yeah,
events.
yeah.
Because I'm an old guy. I've played it around the world by now. What I'm saying to you is this. It's not fair to your consumer or to the talent. Because so many
At
people
all.
were holding off
Yeah.
that day. Me, I
Oh,
had,
we cancelled so
2
many
bookings.
gigs, bro.
And then you turn around and then not like
Tell us
women, I had
nothing.
bookings.
Same
So I
here.
was easy.
Yeah.
And then end of the day, like, it's like you're tweeting this shit about who do you want to see. Leave me off of your shit.
Yep.
I'm not the guy for games like that.
Just pick who you want to pick.
Pick who you want to pick,
and let's
who you
move
can
on.
afford, and
Let's
move
not
on.
do that.
Yeah.
Man.
It's as simple as that.
I get that. I get
You
that.
are the promoter. It's like, can you imagine you go to a radio station? Who do you want to see on breakfast? you turn on the radio
Oh,
station.
yo, yo.
Well, if history can,
Let me tell you mine now.
Jimani, bwana.
if history serves
No,
well,
I'm
Naga
saying, no, you know what? I'm saying it like it is because many people won't say it. End of the day, like we love events and we love artists coming to Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah,
We love concerts.
definitely.
We love all. It's part of a beautiful ecosystem of creativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say that those cheap stunts
Yeah.
of saying who do you want to see,
Doesn't
and then
work.
this, it doesn't work. and I'm just saying, end of the day, like for me, if it happens again, I'm gonna report your account as spam. Straight, I don't give a fuck. I don't
Report
care.
it down.
Yeah, man, because guys are taking the piss. Anyway, moving on.
Guys are
It's
using-
Christmas tomorrow, guys.
it's Christmas.
What's the plan? Are you cooking? Are you throwing down
Jimani, bwana.
something?
Some Jamaican nini
Yeah.
nini.
That
Wait.
jack
Bana.
beef. or
We were actually
jack
talking
chicken.
about this with G. Last year we
Earlier.
didn't have lunch.
I get
our
together
Christmas
because
lunch.
of
Yeah, but then 2019 we did, and the pictures have surfaced.
Hey.
yes.
Andy being the one who blacked out for the majority of
Well,
the Christmas
we were
lunch
out working, right?
was
we
the
were-
one
we were
working.
posting and
I-
tagging each and one of us on Instagram.
I can officially say, and for anyone who's watching who's been a part of the Christmas meal before, yes, this year I'm having a Christmas
Oh,
brunch.
thank God. Thank
Nice.
you. Christmas plans check.
However,
Are you
Around
charging
though.
entrance fee?
however,
Gee, please don't say it.
however,
Are you
Please don't
performing
say
last?
it. Don't say it. Don't say we'll need proof of vaccination.
That's the one.
No proof of
No,
vaccination.
no.
You are not a
That's
mole.
the one.
You are not a
No,
train.
see, now
You are
because
not
it
a,
needs to be
a
there now.
PSV.
No.
Please.
No, I'm not saying
no,
that.
No, no
only
proof
thing
of
I'm saying-
You're on the
vaccination.
same couch.
The only thing I'm going to say is just make sure you have the address.
Oh,
I see you. Oh.
Is it
Yeah.
the
If you know,
you
you
moved
know.
and you haven't given anyone the location. The only girl has the
The one
location
that
is
they
sick.
Can I brag?
Wow.
Can I brag?
Hold on, new thing.
I'm the only one in the team
Yeah,
who's been
right.
there.
That's what in a
Then
job,
we have the
the
location. If Ashley has the location, we have the location.
If Jean tells me to share the location, I'll share it.
She's good to say it regardless.
There's a reason I'm the favorite.
Hey,
Okay.
chillax, I
I
like
said
it.
relax.
So at least our tradition is back. Because
Yeah.
that's one tradition I
Yeah,
always
make
look
new
forward
ones.
to.
Oh, yeah.
And making, much better ones. But there was a question that we had put off from answering on previous pods, and we were saving it for the Christmas special. So maybe we could address it so that when we go into the new year, things are all Gucci. So birthday vibes. If G Money is hosting a birthday dinner, who is responsible for the check?
What do you
At
mean?
a birthday dinner. You know the way when we all have our own significant birthdays, you'll hear, yo, here's your invite to
Right,
a birthday
right.
dinner. Maybe selected few, 12 people, wherever it's going to be
Great
at.
question. Great
Who
question.
pays for it?
Okay. In my experience,
Yes.
and I haven't had many birthday dinners, right? But I feel that if I invite you for my birthday dinner, I don't think that I should be charging you. I think I've just invited you. Like, for example, for me, if I'm going to invite you lot for my birthday dinner, it's going to be a small enough affair that I can afford.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because if that's the case, I could invite 1,000 people and you all pay for your own
Yeah.
own meals.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm inviting you guys for a birthday dinner, I am going. You are the people who I've selected who I want to spend my birthday with. You know, it's like going to a wedding.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, when you invite someone to your wedding, I don't understand. That's why I don't go into wedding committees.
Yeah.
You're getting married and you're putting me in a committee to pay for your suit. Who are you? If you can't afford to get married,
I am your father.
Say who you are in the comments.
by the way, listen, let me tell you, I'm being honest. I love you guys to death.
Who are you?
Allow me,
That should be on a t-shirt.
Who are you?
allow me to make a contribution. And for me, Mike, I can tell you guys, if you guys get married, like I can tell you already what I'll contribute.
Okay.
I'll contribute the DJ and the sound system.
'Cause that's
No
you.
monetary ting.
No, but by the way, all of my friends, by the way, and they can vouch for this. All of my friends who have gotten married in the 254, I've contributed the sound system and the DJ, whether it's my own talent or somebody or another DJ. Okay, and I'll pay for that. I'll pay for your sound. That's my. But don't put me in a group telling me about blood clot cars and shit. No,
Bring your cars at 8 a.m. to be decorated.
imagine. No, I'm not trying to hear that.
You clearly
Allow
been in one
me-
too many.
Nimekuwa, man.
allow me to contribute in the way that I want to contribute.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because end of the day, like, I'm not gonna get bad sound like somebody's promoters.
Oh yo, because Jimani, I've been at a birthday like lunch. I don't want to call it dinner, where we were invited at a nyama choma joint, and at the end of the day, we were invited, yes, but at the end when the check was going, everybody was told like, oh, this platter, you and you pay for it. So it got me feeling
Some type of way.
Even
For me,
though it's
no.
birthday,
No,
man.
by the way, let me
Yeah,
tell you,
yeah.
and I'll be very honest with you, right? If we go out to eat, right, we split the bill.
Oh yeah.
Aye.
100. No. If we go out to eat, like, let's say we leave here now and we go to 1824 where
Jimani,
Grouchy's
you're
playing.
there.
No, if we leave here
You're
now.
part of the group.
By the way, Grouchy plays at 1824 on Wednesdays, right?
Wednesday.
Let's say we leave here, right,
Yeah.
as a collective,
Yes.
and we go there to eat afterwards, have some drinks, and then the food bill comes.
Yeah.
See, you split it.
Yeah.
No,
No, okay. So
We're with Jimani.
this
no, but
No, yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a great point because
If you're with
I can
Jimani.
tell you for a lot of my life,
Yeah.
I've always, as you guys know,
Yes,
I've
you've done
always
the
picked
thing.
up the check.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, the reality is, end of the day, I've realized in the last year that after almost 25 years of always picking up the check, fam, do you know how much money I could have saved? And it's not a bad mind thing.
No,
It's
no,
not
it's true.
Now,
Yeah.
now I have friends
Yeah.
who, when I go out, they pick up the check. Yesterday I
Yeah.
went out to eat. I went to eat a Java with my interior designer
Come on.
and another friend of mine.
Shout out my curtain lady.
And
Also an interior designer.
my interior designer. And we were with somebody else, right?
Yeah.
And they picked up the check. Ordinarily, 5 years ago, I'd be like, no, I must pay now. So you pay.
Sour.
Because sometimes when someone gives something to you, it's not even about you.
Yeah.
It's about them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, like sometimes when someone says that they want to pick up the check, I'm now gracious enough to say, are you sure? Cool. All right, so you can pay. There's no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like communication is very important.
True.
If you're throwing a party and you know that I don't have the financial muscle or
Yeah.
capability to handle this bill,
Yeah.
so what we can do is I have a proposition. We can do this. Everybody changas this amount of money. I'll top up on top of that. I have maybe this amount of money, and we can go do this and that.
Yeah.
Communicate prior, cause I have no issue attending a birthday party and footing my own bill or
Fam.
contributing to the kitty. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with that. But had you communicated this earlier on,
yeah.
still. Even though you hadn't, okay, let's say you haven't communicated, I'll still make sure that my
You've
pockets
carried.
are good enough for,
Yeah.
whatever I'm gonna eat. But personally, I wouldn't want my friends to spend money on my birthday,
Occasion.
or my party or something of the sort. So I'll do my best financially to cater for as much as I can and invite the numbers that I can afford.
But I feel like
Yeah.
what you can even do, the easiest thing to do is have a cutoff. So say like you're gonna have 2 beers or 1 meal, and
yeah,
then
pay for something
after
and,
that you can pay for it. If not, then it's a buffet or whatever. So
Here's my
people
thing.
eat.
I agree with Andy. And my thing is this is about honesty, yeah? It's like, let's be honest, it's like the good company. It's like the other day we went to Diani, right? Y'all didn't go. The good company.
That's the good company.
No, I'm gonna be real with you.
Meant
No,
to be
I'm,
the favorite.
I'm gonna be real with you. Out there, people are convinced that we're this multi-million.
It's okay.
Amen.
lifting company.
Amen.
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 It will come.
We have HR and
Amen.
But
everybody.
you see, let me tell you, at the end of the day, like I'll say this rule, like end of the day, man them at the changa for man them's fair to go.
Straight up. Wait. The way Gia said Changa, it looked like it sounds so like they said.
Grouchy, I'm sorry.
I can't even say it.
Uko na
proper.
20 bob hapo
I
ya
can't even-
flight ya Diani. Grouchy niko na 20.
Hapo naongezea ngapi?
Unaweza toa ngapi?
No,
Niko na 15
no.
bob.
The point I'm making is like let's just say that all of us are going to Diani, and let's just say Venant, they have the money to pay for the ticket. All of us have to put money together to
true.
pay for it.
Yeah.
True. We can't
Simple as that. We can't leave him.
No.
I mean, we did.
I mean, you love all of us too.
But that's what I'm gonna say. But that's the importance of communication.
True. True.
That's the
As
importance
you
of
unasema aje.
communication.
No, I agree. I'm very big on communication. So I don't want to come to your party and you're busy telling me you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Did you tell me BYOB? Did you tell me it's not an open bar? Like, be specific with your invite. So if you're inviting people to eat off your bill, you better let them know. So I agree with you. Communication is key
Nev,
in everything.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree and just.
are we coming with our own money for your party?
Oh no! For me personally, I hate, as you said, people paying for their own bills at my party, especially if I've
Okay.
organized something.
Yeah.
I want us to look good. I want
Yeah.
us. So, but if it's the other things, if we're going for an after party and their drinks, that one everybody's spend their own.
So let me ask you a question now. So I throw a birthday party. My birthday's coming up. And
Alright.
it is. I'm throwing a birthday party. And us guys are throwing a birthday party in Coast, aren't we? Grouchy says we're throwing it in Coast, right? In
Kilifi?
Alright.
Kilifi. In Kilifi, right?
Okay.
At the Pearl Kilifi, 7-star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seven style, like, woo!
So we're going to the Pearl Kilifi. Or we may go to our friends at Hill Park, Amari here at Tiwi Beach, right? Fam, I can tell you, look, See, when you come, we'll have alcohol, we'll have food, we'll throw a couple cows in the fire, couple goats. Yama will be there.
Plenty.
But y'all niggas gonna have to pay your fare to get there.
Wait,
Oh,
so
fair,
are you
that's fair.
feeding me?
I'm feeding you. I'm
You're feeding
Oh,
me.
just the fare.
Are you
just
are
the
you
fare.
paying
And
my
accommodation.
accommodation?
Just
No.
the fare.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you're feeding me, I'm good.
No, we can eat in Nairobi. If I have to
It's
pay
just
money to
food.
go eat in Kilifi and come back, nigga, no.
I'll be there.
Are you hearing this raw deal?
Minus
No,
one.
no accommodation, no transport. We're going to eat.
You're about to take people, feed them, accommodate them.
How's us?
If I can't, then I won't even set you up. That's the thing.
That's a.
Fam, do you know what?
I'm not setting you up,
before
Ashley,
we
if I
wrap-
can't afford.
Before we wrap, let
Yeah,
me
we're
tell
wrapping it up already.
Before no, it's the hour plus is gone already. Before we wrap, let me tell you guys this, right? And I tell you everybody on this podcast, you, and all I know.
Nikisikia you.
Me, I'm gonna tell-
That's the source.
I'm gonna tell all of you this, guys. Let me tell you something. Fucking spend money on yourself.
Thank you.
That is a form of
Do
self-care.
not. Let me tell you something, fam. Do not fucking have money and don't enjoy that shit because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. I'm one of the most cautious people when it comes financially in terms of like I always say to myself and I say to people all the time, I came to Africa on my own, so I had to make sure that I'm all right.
Yeah.
And me, I'm telling guys this, and everybody's listening, fam. If you have 10 G's and there's an experience that you have that you want to have that costs 9 G's, do it.
Spend it.
Because
I love it.
this is what I'm trying to. No, listen. Because guess what? It's not every day you're gonna spend that 9 G's.
True.
It's that one off. It's like, for example, I'm moving
I'm
house.
shook.
I'm moving house, and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you. I'm moving house as predicted by Andy at the beginning of the year.
Amen.
I'm moving house, and you know what, guys? Spending a lot of money on making the house look good.
Nice.
Hey,
As
man,
should
I'm
be.
here
Some
for
people
that.
don't understand it, and it's not like I have the money. It's not like I have the money to spend. But I believe that when I walk into that house, I want to feel nice. I want to look around this house and
Facts
say,
only.
rich.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
sir.
Rich.
I'm not rich, by
Money.
the way, but I want to feel. I want to.
Get
The
rich as
point
any
I'm trying to
chili.
make. The point I'm trying to make is this. Even if it's illusion, you know what? Even if I sleep one night in that house, I'm going to fucking feel good about it.
Yeah.
Too many people are mean to themselves. Like, end of the day, like, you are your biggest fucking asset.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, like, guys will spend money on looking good out there. You're buying the latest sneakers. You're buying the latest drip to look good to people out there. But yet you won't
Don't
spend
feel
money to
good.
make yourself look good
Yeah.
or feel good. You're mad.
Funny enough,
you.
I was having the same
mad.
conversation with my mom today, and she gave me an analogy of
Me,
if
I don't have
something
no
costs.
money. Sorry.
If something costs
iPhone 13. We are busy.
focus. She told me if something.
Bernard,
Like you're
what did you
Ah.
put in the cup?
Listen, she told me if something costs 5 G's and you have 10 G's, spend the 5 G's.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, it's true. She
Enjoy.
told me, yeah, she told me spend the 5 G's. The rest
Problem
of the
na go
5 G's, you're gonna
finish.
figure it out later. But spend it.
Let me-
As
no,
long
guys,
as-
okay, I'll
as
be
long
the
as you-
realist
as
over
long-
here.
No, as long as you feel good about it, let me tell you, me, I spend stupid money and I'm just like, damn, what did I do that for? But I'm just like, but I had a good time. So it's where you can get a cuticle infection and you pass out today
love
on it. No, it's true. You can be hit by a donkey when you walk out. Like,
With
it's
your
true.
mask on.
But
It's true.
that donkey is going to be in Lamu at a beach.
See, exactly.
I'm
He
not
gets
kicking
it.
you to
Why-
death.
why
He
you
gets
being
it.
rewarded?
No, he
Man
gets it.
ain't getting
After
knocked.
kicking you to death.
Why does it seem like the
Wait.
donkey is getting the reward?
Man ain't getting knocked over by no donkey road, guys.
Guys, time out. What is in
It's
this
in
cup?
it's in Lamu.
Guys, I'm saying to you this, like as Cranium says, listen, man, like live a little, bruv.
How do you cause I won't lie. When you're about to spend some money and you're like, I don't necessarily have to spend this money, but I want to, and you think maybe I might need this money later on. Because again, emergencies, a rainy day.
Fam.
Do I need to spend this money?
Fam.
So how do you harmonize, bro? 10K and you want to spend 9K and
My
Kunanyesha Nairobi.
question to you is this.
Kunanyesha Nairobi.
My
Rainy days now.
question
it's always raining.
Now,
my question or my statement would be this, right? End of the day, like, you can sit there and you can, let's bring it home. We're all DJs. We all go out there. We all earn money. We have jobs, right? You can turn around and you can say, oh, I've got this money here, but what's going to happen if tomorrow or if this or that? I'm not trying to say be financially stupid, but I'm going to try to say, like, end of the day, if I have 10 million shillings or if I have 100K and a nice time or a nice phone or a nice watch is going to take 50% of my money, you think I'm not going to go and buy it? Because the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, I mean, let's face it, how much time are you going to waste running up and down and like, for example, oh, let me take my car to this mechanic. Let me start talking about mechanics. Let me take my car to this mechanic because this mechanic is cheaper. And then when I go back to my original expensive mechanic, he guys, you know what? This guy put in cheap shocks. So now I have to replace, and this is a true now
You have to buy more shocks with authentic ones.
because I went for the cheap shit, the mean shit, and now I have to go back to buy original BMW fucking shocks, and the ones that I paid this money for are already leaking like 6 months later.
Shortcut become long cut.
The point I'm trying to make is this, and I say this to everyone, and I know there's gonna be people's gonna say, gee, you know, you've been in the game for a while, you've earned this, you that, whatever. I'm saying to everyone who's listening to the podcast today, did you come here to spectate on life? There's a Jamaican proverb. It says, and I say it in Jamaican, and then I say it in English. Me come here for drink milk. Me not come here for count cow. Are you here to drink milk?
Or
A Jamaican Louis.
No, I'll say it. Are you here to drink milk? Or are you here to count cows? I'm not here to count
drinking
cows.
milk.
I'm here to enjoy.
Oh, that's
Very
hilarious.
nice, man.
Facts.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm done.
it. I love it.
Listen, guys.
I
Also
love
another
it.
What
Jamaica.
after that?
I love
This
it.
has been the Mike's Open
Hey,
episode
And it's over already.
one.
Bana.
That
Damn.
is-
Episode 139.
Yeah.
On behalf of us, guys, let me first of all tell you guys this. From the bottom of our hearts, yeah? You guys said to us, please, we want a pay bill number. You didn't send no money, you bitches. Fucking jokers. Keep the pay bill number. So, I want to say, no, let me start again. From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate the support in 2021. May you please continue to support us in 2022. And my Christmas wish to everyone who's watching or everybody who's listening would be just more peace, more health, more love for 2022. That's all I gotta say.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
I'm on that love aggressively, bro.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that can take us wherever we want to go. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, and Ashley, it's great to have you on the podcast.
Thank you.
Behind the scenes, you've been very, very supportive of us this year.
Mrs. Oh,
You know, we support you.
Mrs. Wright is
Wameanza
back.
kudanganya juu ya Christmas.
Mrs. Wright.
Joka Chrissy. They're not thank you, Grouchy.
I love
Grouchy say we have never supported him.
Well, Ashley.
Ashley
wow.
Oh, me specifically.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And on behalf of Panda, because this is Panda's last
Oh yeah.
podcast.
Also,
Panda.
someone said Panda needs a partner.
Panda, this is Panda's last podcast. Panda's getting married.
No.
Panda umepangwingwi.
No,
No.
Panda.
The damn jokes. Let's just.
Panda is I've accepted
Why?
a dowry payment,
wow.
and
Panda's gone?
Panda's gone.
You haven't talked to the aunties and uncles?
We haven't negotiated.
We have
Yeah.
not.
I'm not
Oh,
African.
he said it's from Atlanta. We don't do that here.
Catch you next week. Mics are open. Boom.
Adios.